Hey teachers, the purpose of this video is to help you create a Google form. So this video is for people who are brand new to creating Google Forms. Now I like to use in Google my waffle, these little dots in the upper right hand corner, and it's just an easy way to get to my Drive or to just start a new document, get to Google Classroom, all of those functions. But you can get there other ways. So if you pull up Google and you don't see your waffle, you can just use your search engine to type for Google Drive or Google Forms. You can also hit, on my computer, it's this little new tab plus button. And then usually the next screen will have the little waffle. So do whatever works for you to get to the spot you need to be in. If you click on your waffle, you can scroll down. Sometimes you have to click see more and click on forms. I'm going to create a new blank form. Okay, and then the first thing I usually do is title my form just to make it easy to find it again. So I'm just going to call this student check-in. You can use forms to give quizzes or just do little quick surveys, maybe an exit ticket, a quick pre-assessment of something that you want to see if your students know. All right, you can describe your form. Maybe you say something like, please fill out this form weekly. Okay. Then I'm going to start with my questions. And maybe my first question is, how are you? You can use this little menu on the side to determine what kind of question, what kind of response you want. For this one, I'm just going to use multiple choice and maybe give some options like, I'm doing well, I've been better, please contact me. And I can decide down in the bottom right if I want this to be a required question or not. I also just realized one question that I always like to start with is their name. So I hit the little plus sign here to add a question, and I'm going to do first name and leave it as a short answer and require it. And then I'm going to move it up. I want that to be the first thing that I see. Or move this one down. I'm clicking on these little dots here as I hover at the top, and I get these arrows. And then I'm going to add last name as well. Scoot that up. This helps me if I have a lot of students, and I'm going to require that. Also, I would recommend if you teach multiple subjects or multiple periods, one thing that I like to do is add all those different options for students to click on. That way, when I go through their responses, I can quickly sort them. So again, I'm going to add a question, and I'm going to say, what period, maybe I'll just say class period. With me. And then I'm going to give them some options. So they can select first period, and I'm going to click where it says add option, second period, third period, and so on. You could keep adding them. And I'm going to require that. So I can move on and just keep adding questions. And notice on the right-hand side, the plus is to add questions. Importing questions, that's something maybe for another time. You can add titles and descriptions of things, get really fancy and add some images, some videos, And if your form is super long, you can add new sections, maybe if you want to divide it up into different topics. A couple other things that I'll add is at the top here, it's kind of fun to customize your theme. So you could choose different colors, or I really like to choose images to add a little something extra. You can look over on the left-hand side at all the different categories. I'm going to just select, I love this one with the book, so I'm going to click on that. And then I'm going to click Insert. And then that will change my header. And then it gives you some theme colors that kind of go along with that header that you may want. You could also change on the right-hand side in the same theme options, you could change your font if you want it to look a little bit different for your students. You just click on whichever one you prefer. I'm going to stick with the basic. When I'm done in that area, I can click this X in the upper right and it will stay. All right. If you want to preview your form to see what it's going to look like to students, you can click on the eye and then just scroll through. This is what they will see. And then I can click out of that tab. In my settings, this is really important. I like to collect their email addresses just in case they don't type their names clearly. Many times I'll limit them to one response. If you want to make sure that just users in your school district are answering, you click this box and then decide if you want them to be able to edit. I don't usually use summary charts and text responses unless I'm doing something just for teachers where maybe we're sharing information together. When you've selected everything that's important to you there, you can hit save. But you have another tab, presentation. And if it's lengthy, you may want to show the progress bar. If you were giving a quiz, you would want to shuffle the question order possibly. You can have a confirmation message for students if that's important to you. And then this last tab is for quizzes if you want to use this for that purpose. And then you will have other options where you can select, make this a quiz. You can put it on lock mode so they can't, hopefully look up other stuff while you're quizzing them. You can grade it manually or just have it grade it for you. I'm going to turn that off because that's not the purpose of this. So when I'm done, I hit save. And then over here on the right, you have an option with these little dots here for more. And this is helpful, like if you're going to do a check-in weekly, you might make a copy of it and change a few things up for the next week. You maybe want to add some other teachers you work with to the same form, so you could add collaborators. There's a few options there. And then when you're done with your form and ready to share it with students, you can hit send. And you can send it to them in an email, or what I prefer to do is I click on this little icon here and get the link, and I shorten the link and I copy it and then I paste it into my Google Classroom or into another system where I can share information with students. Okay, I hope that helps you just get started with Google Forms. I think the final thing that's important to know is once students fill out the form or start filling it out, you click on responses and you'll be able to see them in a summary here for your whole class or individually. You also can use this little icon here to create a spreadsheet, and it'll download all of the information that students fill out into a Google Sheet. So it's just really easy to look at all of those. If eventually you want to stop accepting responses on a particular forum, like that one's over, you can just click this button and nobody will be able to respond. And you can type a little message there if you would like. Okay, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope that works well for you.